I am live. Good morning, everybody. And I think I just got in at 11:11. It's 11:12 now, so I made it right on time. Hi, Pauline. So this is a live, but this will also be a video as well. Let me turn the volume off so we don't get the pings. Let me also plug in my microphone, 'cause that might help the sound quality a little bit. So I'm going to do that as I'm talking. So bear with me. This is a brand new thing that we're doing. So let's see. Are we plugged in? Yes. Yes. So that should have helped the sound quality a little bit. Actually, I have a good camera now also as well, which I haven't really unboxed and learned how to use. So pretty soon we are going to be going high tech here. Well, not high tech, but using a good Canon camera and doing our live streams a little bit more visually appealing than using a webcam. So anyways, welcome people that are coming in. Hi, Michael. Hi, Susan. A lot of people will catch this as a video. So I'm starting something new. I really feel like I've been called to do YouTube as a way of sharing information, sharing spirit. It looks like from my end that I'm having a few visual issues. So hopefully everybody can hear me. So if you're having problems with the sound, let me know also. We'll do the best that we can. But I'm noticing on my picture here, there's a lot of glitchiness. So I apologize for that. But this is new. And the idea is to help foster community, help to talk about relevant topics in today's world of spiritual growth, spiritual awakening, and what's going on in the world. So each time I do this, I'll have a new topic. I won't always announce these events. Sometimes it will be spontaneous. So if you're watching this and you enjoy participating, make sure that you get the notification from YouTube. All you have to do is hit the bell icon on my channel after you subscribe, even if you're already subscribed. So on that note, what I wanted to talk about today to start, although I may get a little bit into what's going on with vaccines, being that the Johnson & Johnson one-dose vaccine has been temporarily pulled due to I guess it was the concern about blood clotting issues in a small percentage of people or something like that. So I don't think it'll be permanent. I think if you took the vaccine, you're safe, just to put that out there. I mean, there's enough fear out there that we don't need any more. But just to pass that on, that one of the reasons I wanted to mention this is to blow my own horn a little bit, because if you watched Tarot Time on Sunday, you know that I talked about the prospect of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine being pulled. And honestly, I wasn't even aware of these blood clotting issues or whatever. I just was getting that as a psychic hit. And I was talking with one of my psychic partners in crime, Susan, the Spiky Psychic, and she had actually gotten the same impression actually before I did. So it's been out there in the ether, so to speak. So just want to mention that. So just hang in there. We're in very uncertain times. It's part of the awakening process. But due to the public health crisis, and we're dealing with a new virus and new vaccines, we have to understand that basically we're the trials. It's just unavoidable. It's not like a conspiracy thing or me saying don't do it, but just follow your inner guidance and your inner wisdom. If you're able to get present and shut off all the noise of the collective, because there's a lot of fear invoked into collective consciousness, and just sit with your body and your spirit, you'll know what the best thing is for you, whether the vaccines are for you or if it's better to really just self-isolate and ride it out. The main thing is we want to keep ourselves safe and keep other people safe. So that should always weigh in our decisions. So that said, let's get into the topic, morning routines. Now, I have a morning routine that I do. I I really believe it's important for a number of reasons, which I'll explain. And after I'm done talking, if anybody has any questions that's on the live feed, that is, feel free to answer them. So, what I do, let me share my own morning routine and then I'll move on from that. So, what I do is I get up early to meditate. That's the first thing. So, as soon as I'm up, and frankly, the earlier the better. And again, if you're just chiming in, I apologize for the picture. It seems to be jumping all over the place. Maybe it's the energy, but so I get up and I just start to meditate. And um, as soon as I wake up, and the reason I do it this way, and we'll all have different routines that'll work for us in different ways, and we're all different. So I'm just using my routine as sort of a an outline or a way to a way to segue into a conversation. But I like to get up while I'm still half asleep and go into meditation and really feel present. So I do a very basic presence meditation in the morning, tune into my breathing and just be and observe my breath, observe my body, feel the energy around me. And as many spiritual teachers say, the latest that I've been following is Dr. Joe Dispenza. When you meditate in this way and you lose your self-identity and self-importance, in other words, become a nobody rather than like I'm Adam and I live on High Street and so forth and so on. I'm just energy, I'm just spirit. And if you do this first thing before you look at your cell phones, don't look at your cell phones in the morning. The idea of a good morning routine is to start your day on a very high and spiritual note, because what you do in the beginning of the day is going to carry over into your day. So, no cell phones, no outside noise. Go right into your meditation. And what's happening in your brain is that there's still melatonin, like the hormones haven't completely turned over to serotonin yet. So basically you're partly asleep and partly awake. And I try to stay in that state to be as close to being asleep, yet being conscious at the same time. And 10 minutes in the morning is probably adequate. I average anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour in my morning meditation. So I really do it. I go into it. Then when I'm done meditating, what I do is I just lie back down and I actually put my hands on my heart. Like, you don't have to do that, and start to feel my heart opening. I mean, that's happening as I'm meditating also. And then I say to myself, the first thing is, today is going to be the best day of my life. In fact, it's already in progress. Today is the best day of my life. So I'll repeat that a few times, and then I may go into a little bit of mental rehearsal. And science proves that if you mentally rehearse, you create mental pathways that that you'll act upon during the day. So if I know I'm going to do readings, for example, I'm seeing my readings being crystal clear. Or if I know I have to go into an uncomfortable situation, I sort of rehearse in my mind a little bit how that's going to go. I don't spend a lot of time on it. And I also visualize me living in my perfect environment. So what I'm creating through my law of attraction work, I'm energetically living in that moment. And if you're able to be that nobody, as I was explaining earlier, and you're able to be super present, that is when you access spirit, because our identification with our physical selves creates what's the right word, a barrier between who you are and who you are as spirit. So if you eliminate that, then you connect with spirit or source or the quantum field or whatever you want to call it, where all possibility already exists. So in our lives, usually when we want to create something in our lives, it's basically creating from the physical to create physical changes. Like if I want to buy a house in Hawaii, on a physical level, I may save money and I may work harder, or I may do this, that, or the other thing, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. We all physically create from the physical. But if you're able to go to source or spirit or the quantum field where all possibility exists, you can start to learn how to create from the infinite wisdom that created you, created this reality, created um, this world and all that. And it's going to happen a lot more easily. And what you're going to find is what you desire is going to come to you. And that's not to say not to do any work. You still have to work in the physical because we're physical beings. But if you're able to create from that level, then what you desire is going to come to you. You are going to start to act differently. You're going to start to act in a more empowering way, subconsciously, mind you, to create your outcomes. People are going to treat you differently. And it's proven through science now, through quantum physics, that matter and energy or particle and wave are interchangeable, and energy can only be transferred from one form to another, can't be lost or gained. So basically what that means in everyday terms is that our mind, which our energy, when we have a thought, there's a whole electrical current that fires in our brain. That's energy, has the power to change physical matter. Now they found this on a subatomic level, but the macrocosm and the microcosm are the same. It's just a different, one's just extremely small and moves in very, very rapid time, and one is extremely large and moves very, very slowly, but they're the same. So the point being is that you start to create, you start to change physicality when your mind changes. And then all of a sudden, these crazy synchronicities happen, miracles start to happen. So you can do this in part of your morning routine. Do a little bit of visualization and really feel like you're already living your ideal. And that's basically what I do. Every now and then I'll fall back asleep, but usually I'll get up after that. So after I do my visualizations and my prayers and all that, next thing I do is I go to that cold shower. Yes, people that know me knew that at some point or another, the cold shower was going to play into this. And I learned this first from my yoga practice, from Kundalini yoga practice. that 3-minute cold shower is actually around 3:30 a.m. But usually I'm not in the shower till about 8 a.m. But that's beside the point. Nobody's perfect, right? But anyways, that's part of Kundalini yoga practice. Now, later on, I started to work with a shaman from Machu Picchu. And he told us, his students at the time, to do cold showers in the morning also. He didn't say 3 minutes or whatever. And part of the reasoning was that if you do a cold shower, it does something to your energy fields that expels any negative entities or energies, basically. So it helps to expel any negative spirits or attachments or stuff like that. That's a good thing to do in the morning. And then I work with a healer sometimes in New York City named Patrick Matthew, who's awesome, by the way. And he's also a big advocate of cold showers. And then the third piece was I started to get into Wim Hof, the Iceman, and he actually sits in ice baths. And he's done, for those of you that don't know Wim Hof, he's the person that ran a half marathon barefoot north of the Arctic Circle. I forgot which of the mountains. I don't think it was K2 or Mount Everest, but he climbed to one of the tallest mountains in the world in shorts with no oxygen, and just demonstrated that our minds are very, very powerful, and we can all learn how to do incredible mind over matter techniques. So he's a very much an advocate of cold showers, so or cold therapy, I'll put it. And there's some health benefits also. It helps to boost your immune system. It helps to do a lot of good things. It helps with inflammatory disease. It helps to do a lot of things. Now, I'm crazy. I admit it. The day that I decided to do it, I just did it. I turned the water full on cold. I got in for 3 minutes. That was last summer. No turning back. However, I would recommend you slowly work into it. And especially, you may even want to check in with your doctor if you have any health issues before you go into a cold shower, and never run cold water directly on your head. It's okay to splash it around your head, but don't run cold directly on your head if you decide to do this. So I do them for 3 minutes. So Wim Hof was the third piece, and one of my other friends, Patricia Heller, wrote a book called "If You Hear the Message 3 Times, Listen." So I heard the message 3 times, I listened. It was a game changer for me. And after that, I'll have, I have a little bit of green tea usually in the morning. I mean, technically, cold showers can substitute caffeine. I still drink tea from time to time. That's kind of my thing or whatever. And then I'll do my yoga practice. And this is before I even start working. And the rest of the day basically is about serving spirit in one way or another. Like either I'm doing my reading, or I'm making my videos, or I'm writing, or I'm doing whatever. And then during different times of the day, I may do another meditation, or I may do a little bit of law of attraction work. I do writing exercises, and but the cold showers and this whole routine has been a real game changer for me. And I really feel like I had kind of plateaued in my mediumship work for years. I wasn't getting worse or anything. I didn't really feel like I was getting better. And when I started to do this and change my routines around lately, I've been approaching a new level, I believe. And I think it's been reflected in the results, because was once just an under a week waiting list has kind of evolved into having like over a 2-week waiting list and beyond to get an appointment with me. So I think that's a statement that my work's been stronger lately. So anyway, I mean, that's basically that. So what I want to do is put my readers on. And if there's anything else that pops into my mind, I'll definitely let you know. And oh, thank you, Pauline. Yeah, Pauline, mentioned doing lucid dreaming work. And sometimes I do that, though it's not a conscious effort with me. Sometimes it just starts to happen that when I go back to sleep, I'll go into lucid dreaming. That's an amazing practice. According to 2 teachers that I've read, I actually, Robert Moss, I've done seminars with, Carlos Castaneda, who's crossed over. I've only read his books, but one technique to learn lucid dreaming is when you go into your dream, look for your hands, basically, and that seems to trigger something where you can be lucid in your dreams. Excellent suggestion. Thank you. Shock news astrology predicted. Yes. Hi, Sabrina. Good evening, Sabrina. She's in Italy. So, yes, bring on the questions. And anybody, it doesn't have to be necessarily about morning routines or daily routines, but as I'm asking you to bring on the question, the other facet of this is discipline. And if you stick with the morning routine that you're going to do every day, again, be spontaneous. If something comes up, something comes up. There were, since I started to do this about 8 or 9 months ago, there's been 2 mornings that I didn't do my cold shower, based on circumstances. So, you always have to be spontaneous, but having a routine, having discipline is very important in the spiritual practice, because what you're going to find is that each level that you approach, your own ego is going to try to block you. And the reason being is that our egos are, do I look smart with these glasses on? each step along the way, the ego is going to try to block you, just because your ego is there to help you survive. And that's what the ego's job is. And that's fine when we were cave people and being chased by saber-toothed tigers. We needed to be very alert. We needed to be very hyper vigilant. And we needed to experience fear and anger in order to save our lives. Now, in this very complex social society, our egos are still trying to help us to survive, but now it's kind of taken into social context or surviving social situation. So anytime you change your vibration by changing your habits, your ego is going to try to stop you, because the ego is going to feel threatened, almost as if you were dying. So you just have to push through it, basically. And sometimes I'll even say to my ego, or my personal mind, or whatever you want to call it, this is good for us. Relax. What we are doing is good for us. We are raising our frequencies and vibrations. We are getting healthier. And hopefully my body and my ego understands that at 62, I'm in the best health of my life. But anyway, whatever. Egos will be egos. At the end of the day, I believe in integration of ego rather than losing the ego. But that's maybe just semantics, or just my take on it. But that's another reason to have a morning routine. You set the tone for the day. You set the vibration of the day. You incorporate discipline, which you need on a spiritual path. It's said that it takes 40 days to change a habit, basically. That's why I do my law of attraction work, and I teach it for 40 days, where the traditional method is 21 days. And this has been shown in science. It's also part of yogic science as well. And you see the number 40 in the Bible a lot. But basically, our brains need to develop and create new pathways, new neural nets, in order for changes to stick. And apparently it takes about 40 days for that to complete. I think it's really not an absolute. It's just a matter of degrees, personally. But that's how the human brain works. That whenever we learn something new, we are basically creating new pathways in the brain, new neural nets. And it's, as Dr. Joe Dispenza says, it's literally like installing new hardware into the brain. This is the greatest computer known, and all the computer that I'm doing this on, that's all glitchy with the picture and everything, is a facsimile of what's happening here. Our affirmations, our visualizations, our conscious mind programming. Our subconscious mind runs strictly on programs. Unfortunately, society has programmed us. Well, I shouldn't say unfortunately, because some social programs are good. I shouldn't say it's all negative or all bad, but that's the reality. A lot of the social programs are fear-based. They're born out of separation from spirit, out of loss of connection to who we truly are, and also out of control based on certain people or factions of society that actually oversee what goes on in the world. Does not want us to awaken, because it's going to change the power structure of the world. And there still are people or groups that want to have power and control over the masses. That's been the case for 3,000 years. I do believe this great awakening is going to start to shift that balance, and people are going to start to learn how to be self-empowered. But I'm sort of digressing into a new subject. So that's basically what I have. So I want to check into your questions. Grounding is an excellent idea. Grounding in the morning, that is a very valuable part of a morning routine. Thank you, Pauline. The reason being is you want to set the tone for the day. You want to be in your lower chakras as well as your upper chakras. And I do a lot of lower triangle work, which is Kundalini yoga also, that builds the lower three chakras, basically. So grounding, yes, excellent ad. Thank you. Sun gazing is good also. Pauline saying 17 is significant. So yeah, I'm sure that it is. Close to my pores. Okay, very good. I'm just seeing if anybody else has any questions. If not, I think we will adjourn for the day. And for something that's largely unannounced, we have a nice little group here, and people are going to be able to see this as a video also. So, in other news, this Thursday is my next upload. That's going to be 11 signs that your pets from the other side are communicating with you, and how to open the doors of communication. And I'm doing little promo. So if you're subscribed and you get notifications, uploads happen at 1 Eastern time. The first 10 people that comment, I'm going to give to free 15-minute reading as a thank you for helping me with a promotion of my channel. So what happens on YouTube is that when your subscribers react well to a video, YouTube starts to push it out to people that aren't subscribed on your channel. through search and channel pages and stuff like that as well. So I'm looking to expand this community. I'm looking to bring consciousness into reality, do my small part, and join with other spiritual people to make a big difference. So that's really what this channel is about. That's really why Spirit told me to do a channel, despite the fact that I had zero experience on camera. And worse yet, I had a huge phobia about performing on camera. So I did sleep programming and affirmations and practice a lot. So anyway, thumbs up and share. Yes, thank you, everybody. Please thumbs up. That helps YouTube to share with more people also. If you're new here, thank you. And I don't know why. I thought there's one other thing I wanted to say. Yeah, so try to get a good morning routine that's going to really bring you a sense of joy. As you're doing this, feel joyful. That's the natural resonance, the natural vibration of the universe. Feel joy and love as you get up. Feel empowered and really say and believe this is the best day of my life, because it is. Every moment is the best moment of your life because it is happening now. Alrighty then. See you the next time. Sundays, tarot time, at 11 Eastern time. On May the 2nd, I'm going to do my next live mediumship event on the channel, so there'll be more information about that. And again, any other questions before I go? I think we are good then. Wendy's saying, hi, I just tuned in. Yeah, definitely watch the replay. Yes. Yeah, thank you, Susan. As I'm helping to empower others, it's helping to empower me. So we're all connected in this journey called life. And I know I started talking a little bit about vaccination just because Johnson & Johnson pulled the 1-dose vaccine yesterday, which patting myself on the back. I mentioned on my last Sunday that I felt this would be a possibility this week, and it's happened. If you took the vaccine, don't freak out. It's just a cautionary measure, because apparently there have been a few incidents of blood clotting issues. So they just need to investigate it further. That's all. So hang in there, everybody. All the more reason. United, we are strong. Divided, we are weak. We need to be strong because we are not only in a great awakening where consciousness is shifting, we are also in a global crisis right now. So happy to do my part, and know you're happy to do your part. So again, till next time, namaste. Next time, bedtime routine. I will do that. Maybe not next time, but I'll do bedtime routine also. That's important also. Thank you. All right, I'm ending the stream now. Good. Have a great day, everybody.